Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are continuing the Alternate Future of the World series. And we will begin in the Pacific region, as California decides to do a little colonization. You may be wondering, what? Colonization? It's 2022. Yeah? And I mean annexing Nevada. Nevada does get support from Texas's pact. But although it looks strong, they're relatively just as strong, despite this just being two countries. Based on California having 40 million people, a very big economy. Texas has a good economy too. This region's economy is not the best. Wisconsin, I think, has a fair economy, and that just has all the food, probably. All the wheat. And yeah, I guess you have more food. But then again, California has a valley that grows a lot. And yeah, America's pretty chill. Together. But when they fall apart, they like to invade. Wait, what? California sends all their gangs away. Now California is safe, as they have all their gangsters there. And they're probably using robots. Wait, what? California? Yeah. Just get your gamers to play with robots. Tell them it's just a video game when really it's Lemon War. And then when the game says, the game is out of order for now, they'll be like, government, why is it out of order? And the government will say, well, that was for war. Wait, what? And that's how they felt. And they didn't. And when did they take Carson City? Did Carson City disappear? I don't know. If states were independent, would they split up into different states? With the invasion of Arizona and Utah going forward. Texas basically sees this differently than California. For right now, let's go down to Tucson and Phoenix. Oh, don't go into Mexico. Are you trying to start World War III over there? Yeah. As they continue south. This California alliance is relatively pro-NATO. You know who had a rise? Russia. But who's rising? In reality, Poland. Right now is rising in the world as a global power. So they're probably still rising on this stage. With California annexing the two, and we can expand. As they declare war on both New Mexico and Oklahoma. This is easy. Wait, what? How would this be easy? Invading a desert and then invading, well, Oklahoma. You might get swept away by tornadoes. Wait, what? As they move into Oklahoma. And they worry about the tornadoes, probably. What else could Oklahoma possibly have? And also, why did they invade there? Personally, if I was Texas, I would have went up the Panhandle first. And with New Mexico not invading Texas, just saving its forces to embarrass Texan forces. And then move down the coast. Wait, what? How do they move down a coast if that's a border? Explain that. No. There's no water here. Maybe. Colorado River. With both Texas and California having expanded. Now, that's probably a big chunk of what will happen in this region of the world. But as this happens, tensions get really big between California and Texas. If the CSA right now can't expand. Illinois, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, and Minnesota and Iowa and Indiana are all invited to NATO's alliance. But they mostly decline or don't accept. With the exception of Illinois, New Jersey, and I guess nobody else does. With West Virginia collapsing, and Virginia takes the opportunity to seize it. The CSA is not looking strong, though. With Pennsylvania saying, yeah, New York, we don't like you. And New York's like, really? So we're going to war over you disliking me for some reason, even though that probably isn't true. But Wild Mapper says we should not like each other? That's something. Wait, what? Are they blaming me for all the wars? You can't really. But technically, isn't it the Mappers' fault? All of these wars that Mappers cause? As New York does not move in, because first one, it should be them attacking first. Because if you start first, you end first. Wait, what? I don't know if I'll ever figure out how for them to invade New York, but as they move towards New York City and try to take it, as they're also seizing Lake Erie and Lake Ontario's coast, New York fully mobilizes. And where do they come from? Oh yeah, they come from where all the population is. Yeah. That's exactly what I thought would happen. I mean, was it unexpected by you guys for New York to move to seize all of the lands they take? Like, if it was. New York stated to Pennsylvania, just surrender, as they do. As there's two alliances they're stuck between choosing. They could join Texas's, but they think Florida's is more appealing. The Gator Alliance. Wait, what? Please tell me that's not what it's called. With that being taken from Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is upset, but what can they do about it? As they join Florida's alliance is just separated by 3 different countries. But who cares? Wait, what? Who cares? The Texan alliance is getting aggressive on the one hand, but on the other hand, New York's getting big. They're relatively neutral, but they're thinking they might join California's alliance or NATO. They're thinking of having a vote. And let's go to South America. What happens in South America? Oh yeah, nothing. They have relatively good relations with Venezuela. It's just America that destroys that. And what can they do? And in Africa, what could happen? Well, since America collapsed, yeah, basically, with Western Sahara, which for some reason Algeria doesn't like, and I'm not quite sure why. Well, I think I can't tell. With Algeria lining hundreds of thousands of troops on the border, the estimate right now is 650,000 troops, with Morocco starting to move troops to the border, with them having an estimated 200,000 moved already. But as Algeria has a 3-to-1 ratio of troops right now, they storm in. They storm in here, they storm in here, they storm in here, And they storm in here. With their numerical superiority. But as this is happening, Morocco's quickly mobilizing in upwards of 25,000 a day. But they need to train them, so they're trying to get these troops to hold them off. But they have all their reserve forces basically on, except some to train. So they probably, as Algeria's numbers approach 1.5 million, Morocco starts approaching 1 million. And faster growing as they move towards Rabat. And I'm estimating Rabat to be here, but the Battle of Rabat does not go good, as this is where the mobilization starts going to start happening. And as they mobilize, now comes the advances. This being the main advance on the coast to protect the major cities as they push Algeria back. This front is forced to retreat kinda a bit. They are now saying they're going to occupy the north, complete north, and Western Sahara. Which this goal to take Western Sahara goes pretty well. And the goal to move in to the north also goes well. But this is while Algeria still kind of has numerical superiority, but it's starting to get more even at 2.5 mil Algerian to 1.5 million Moroccan. As Morocco's numbers hit 2.5 million, Algeria is forced to get pushed out. Just to hold a defensive here. And a well one. So Morocco tries to get by it by doing this. And somehow moving slowly through the mountains. Till they take approximately this land. Which really isn't good. And well, they changed the war as they cross the border into Algeria. This is not the major event of the video. And as Tunisia probably wouldn't join this war because they have no reason to. As they move a front line here. As Algeria races forces out of here, races them all the way back there and all the way to Algiers, the capital. They said defend the capital at all costs. Basically, it's their strategy. With them encircling Algiers as the troops arrived. And the bloodiest battle in the series breaks out as months of fighting and no advance. Eventually, Morocco pushes forward. As it hits a year of fighting over the capital, just in the capital region, they get there. And well, the capital gets taken and Algeria is forced to sign peace. Which, now they're at Morocco's, it takes place in Azerbaijan. After Russia starts mobilizing forces in Armenia's and Russia's border, Azerbaijan joins NATO. The CSTO and the Axis of Resistance looks like they're going to merge together. And, well, the war you've been waiting for breaks out. As Texas declares war on California. Which activates California's pact, which is, I would say, stronger. And yeah, the war has begun. It's advance. You want to see how? They started on multiple fronts. he started on 3 fronts, but we also have the Midwest Union, which is starting some fronts too. But fortunately for the Midwest Republic, they get pushed back by the Cascadians, with Wisconsin saying, "So how do I get over to you guys?" And everybody's like, "You just do. Make your dreams come true." So they invade Minnesota, which Minnesota had a secret pact with Iowa. That's why Iowa did not join that union. Plus, they didn't want. And as they advance, they meet some odd resistance. Like, how did they get so strong? Why is there Michigan and Illinois troops? Which they're confused about. With Illinois and Michigan secretly involved, along with Canada, is readying its forces in the north on high alert, and they're a bit confused. And as they fall, Canada, basically, the North American branch of NATO, which is one of the many branches, because they decided after this war to make a few branches: Eastern Europe, Western Europe, and North America. And they thought that would mean better defense on all fronts, because they all need to have just as good military spending, military equipment, and all that. But let's continue this advance before Canada does actually invade, as California gets pushed back, but not far, as they're starting to move forces to the border. With Texas's front broadening and eventually meeting up with the Midwest's. But for some reason, their advance towards California goes really well. But this is as far as they get before, California has a major pushback. Greenland is a part of the North American branch, but they're not as important in it. As the Midwest is pushed out. Wait, what's happening to the Midwest's advance, everybody may ask? Well, something kinda happened. Somebody started their invasion to defend the sovereignty of Iowa and Michigan. And with the Canadian forces invading, this ain't good. Canada's the most fierce troops in the world. Despite Canadians looking nice, when they go to war, they have vengeance. Such as in 1812 when they burnt the White House. Really, Canada? You had to do that? That's funny, Canada. Nope, just kidding. Not funny. But Canada is the best. Personally, I think. Maybe. I don't know. And as they advance, forward thinking happens. But Canada's thinking 150 moves ahead. No, actually 4. If you think one move ahead of your opponent, you're winning. As they realize the CSA is nothing without the Mississippi, so they just advance down it. Wait, what? And they continue their advancing. And yeah. But there's one problem. This is not just with California kicking Texas out once and for all. With them sending a huge number of forces in to New Mexico. Getting as far as El Paso, which they take, I think. That's where it is. Yeah, with California starting a front here in the Midwest, too. And the Midwest with Canada's front goes really well somehow. as they move towards Houston. They take Houston because they can. Then they go up and take Austin, the capital of Texas. And well, Texas is now gone. But they continue fighting to the last drop of blood. I hope there's no insurgents. Luckily, I'm not doing insurgents, because in America, we all know insurgents will never fail. With this being like, with California getting all the way into the CSA. With Canada now doing this, and then Canada and California, Iowa, and Illinois, and everybody puts the last blow to it. As should just make my thing get bigger. And see, they fall. And, well, let's look into the peace treaty. Independent or not, which they vote to join Minnesota for some reason. And now let me continue the peace treaty. And that's what it looks like so far here, with Canada going to annex most of this. Just need to have it all straight up. And California and Arizona and Cascadia took a lot of land. Now to make their pact color come back. Well, I'm being invited to join NATO, but they still haven't. I need it lighter than that, the color, but darker than, you know, like this color maybe? Yeah, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought. That's perfect. And well, Canada expanded into the Midwest. The Midwest Republic still exists, but as a rump state, which is mostly Nebraska. Not Nebraska. Yeah, that's Kansas. Nebraska. One or the other. And that's basically Nebraska and what's left of Colorado. Now New Mexico. West Texas, East Texas, Oklahoma got big, but West and East Texas. And well, this is the CSA. Hey, look, it still exists. And then we have Georgia, which basically states they want to be close to this alliance. And then we have Kentucky and, Missouri are independent. But then Canada, the North American branch of NATO, expands now to include 2 new nations. It includes Iowa and Minnesota, guys. This is pretty cool, isn't it? I like this series. I think I'm going to continue this series, guys. And also, I think there will be a fresh start to the Alternate Future series, as I will add space colonization. Yeah. It'll likely happen tomorrow, if I can get a map. But if I can't, it might not be for a week, maybe even a month. But I think I'll do the moon colonization. Or Mars, or Venus, or I could just go forever and ever 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 away, but I'm pretty sure the technology in that timeline isn't far enough ahead. Probably far enough ahead to terraform, probably far enough ahead to make you live longer, but how far ahead really is it? It's like 2250 or something. In that timeline, this universe, we're probably at 2070. Maybe 2040. Yeah, I think we're at 2040. And look, Russia looks strong. But they got America to collapse, so they did better. But Poland's becoming strong. Canada is becoming the new America. And Russia's becoming, the new China because of global warming. So basically, yeah. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe. Really, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Why do I want to get a lot of subscribers? Because a lot of subscribers would look cool. So please like and subscribe. And leave a comment of whatever you're thinking or whatever you want. Or just say apple. Say your favorite food in the comments section or something. Do whatever you want in the comments section. And please like and subscribe. Why should you subscribe? Because subscribing means a lot. And why is Peninsula Shield Force chilling? And why did Israel join it? I don't understand some of the things I did in this series. But yeah, please like and subscribe. Please comment, please like, please subscribe. That's all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. Wild Mapper out. Wait, one sec. We are at 149 subscribers. We're trying to get to 150, 200 subscribers. We're 51 subscribers away. So if you could, please subscribe so we can get to 200 by March 1st. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper